Hello friends, it's Pam again. It is July 28th, a Monday morning. And today I want to talk about stress. Well, we all deal with stress, and it was on my mind because this past weekend was really just kind of a hurricane of stress, and I'm still kind of recovering. Just feeling, you can kind of tell my throat's a bit off. I just don't have a lot of energy, but I'm trying. I got lots to do and I'm trying. But anyway, wanted to talk about stress and 6 truths about stress that I was thinking over and I wanted to talk about. And then at the end, I have 3 little life lessons that I have learned about how to deal with stress. But I'd love to do a longer video. So if you have any ideas about how you deal with stress, what stress maybe does to you, or you're looking for some tips, then put them in the comments and we'll talk about it. Okay? Well, the first thing that came to mind is that stress is caused when there's instability. So if you think of even something in nature or something in your house, if a desk or a chair or something is unstable, it causes stress, right? Over time, things might break down. And so for me, feeling like I don't have that routine of a job to go to, I really loved it at first. Not having that rigorous, bright and early, every morning showing up and doing the things, it was hard. And so I really enjoyed the freedom to kind of create my own version of what a day should look like. And as time has gone on, as I kind of suspected, I really miss that routine. I miss knowing what I'm supposed to do with my day and being, where I'm supposed to be. And it kind of like helps you relax in different ways where you're not constantly thinking about, okay, it's this time, I need to do this, and creating kind of your own structure to the day. So that, I think, instability is kind of throwing me off a bit. And I'm sure, maybe you can relate to that if you've gone through a transition or you're going through some kind of transition and things just aren't the same. The routine isn't the same. Maybe your kids have left home. Maybe you have other things going on where your job or your daily routine has just totally changed, or maybe you've moved. And I was thinking about it like this. It's kind of like, I love metaphor, but sometimes my metaphors are all over the place. So if you had a whole bunch of books, but a library with shelves, and you were supposed to deal with these books, you would know, oh, okay, I've got shelves, I got a library, I will organize them. You have a structure, a way to go forward. Or if someone gives you a bunch of flowers on a table and there's a beautiful white vase or vase, however you say it, in your country or your area of the world, a vase, and you can think, oh, I'll put these flowers in this way, this is how it's going to look. You kind of have a structure to work with. But if you're just thrown into, a room with huge amounts of books and nowhere to put them, or saying, here's a field full of beautiful wildflowers, create something. It's kind of like that, right? It's that stress of like, oh, okay, now what do I do? And so that's the first thing, is that instability. And the second thing is that, as you know, I'm sure, stress rarely comes in small doses. It seems like everything rushes at you at once. And I think it's partly because when you already have some plates in the air, everything looks like another stress, another plate to spin. It's kind of like when I was waitressing, right? And I'm holding the tray and I've got everything balanced and I have a plan. I'm going to go to the kitchen and then I'm going to go to that table and that table. But while you're walking by and another server hands you something to take, and then a table that puts up their, hand kind of, hey, can you help us with the menu? And so suddenly you have like a whole bunch of things, when the manager comes by and wants to tell you something, in your eye, looks towards the door, and oh, somebody walked in that and you should go talk to them. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of like that, like having plates that you're holding. And so right now I feel like there are a lot of plates, and I kind of feel like I'm on the edge of letting go and letting them all crash. And maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe I just need to let things go, right? Maybe that's the lesson here. I don't know. The third thing is that stress always kind of damages or delays or affects your creativity. Wanting to make videos, wanting to create things, even working in the garden, like I've been enjoying this summer, is kind of tarnished by this feeling like I don't really have time to do this because I need to deal with these other things. And so it kind of destroys creativity because you feel like your time is escaping. You feel like you can't think. I'm not sleeping very many hours a night because of all the ruminating on the stressful situations. The fourth thing is, I'll say this, very gently, but stress makes you irritable. I hate feeling irritated, but I really feel irritated when I'm stressed. And it's just like that one more thing that I was talking about feels like it's going to, cause chaos. And so one more phone call, a crisis that a friend or family member, someone else is going through, you just don't have what it takes to deal with that right now. At least I just don't feel like I have a lot of energy for others' issues. And so sadly, that can cause distance in relationships because either, we withdraw like I do, kind of like a wounded animal, just wanting to, curl up somewhere and while the plates crash around me. Or sometimes we push people away because we're always oversharing. We're telling them too much, and they start to feel like that's all we want to talk about. And it's something funny that my son said the other day, and it's a situation that he was trying to deal with. He just said, Mom, at this point, I feel like I'd be better off just enlisting in the army or something like that. Maybe I should just go to war. I feel like that would be easier than what I'm trying to do right now. So yeah, that was a bit of a laugh I had. And that leads me into the fifth thing, the fifth truth about stress, and that's catastrophizing. So a catastrophe is like a big event, like, a tornado or a hurricane or a fire, like something that's, life altering, ending. And I can tend to catastrophize when I'm stressed. So instead of it just being a little bump in the road, it's the end of the road. Instead of this being a challenge, a hurdle that we have to get over, it's like, it's over. Everything's falling apart. And so I have to remember that I have a tendency to catastrophize. And so just keep that in mind. Maybe you do that too. It's like the Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. It feels really real, but it's not. It's going to be okay. And the sixth and last thing I wanted to talk about today is that stress, as you know, affects your physical health, affects my physical health, and our mental health, obviously. But in the physical realm, there's that short-term issues of digestion, stomach hurting, brain fog, hard time focusing, you name it. And long-term stress can lead to disease, chronic pain, weakened immune system. And I've experienced all those things. And I think I've been dealing with a lot of stress for a long time. And maybe that's the other reason why these other things are feeling so heavy and unmanageable right now. There's just too much and for too long. So how do we deal with this? How do I deal with this? Well, I wanted to talk about that more maybe in the next video, we'll see. But 3 lessons that I've learned in dealing with stress in the past and that I want to remind myself of today so that I can take those and do something about it. Number 1, lean into it. Lean into the stress, lean into the pain, do the things. So instead of running away, backing away, finding a corner to hide in, face it, just head on. What can I do with this? Even if it's just a small step, taking action really helps to alleviate stress. Number 2, take what you need. So what I mean by that is if you need rest, a break, some time alone, some grounding, like going for a walk, take your shoes and socks off and run through the grass, whatever kind of sustains you, take what you need. And the third way, or the third thing that I think is so important to hold on to in dealing with stress is to prioritize our relationships, whether that's with God. As a Christian, I would like to think I can not worry, but just pray about things. It's not as easy as that. But I also know that prayer is powerful and prayer does change things. And I'm so grateful for the prayers of others on my behalf, and how the Bible says that the Holy Spirit intercedes for us with groans that cannot be uttered. It's such a powerful picture. So, but in prioritizing relationships, I need to spend time with God, even when it feels like there's not time. That's the time that you really need to. And family, friends, your husband or wife, prioritize relationships, because like I said in the last video, our legacy becomes how we've treated people. So in my times of stress, I don't want to treat others poorly or myself poorly. So make relationships a priority. Lean into it, take what you need, prioritize relationships. Those are my 3 tips. What do you do? What do you do to deal with stress? How is stress affecting you right now? Do you have any tips or tricks or ideas or thoughts that you want to share? So yeah, feel free to put those down in the comments. Thank you for listening and being here. Like the video if you have a chance, and subscribe if you like this kind of thing. And yeah, I'm just gonna go and deal with my stress right now. So it's actually been really therapeutic talking this through. So thanks for being here. I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.